Hello, my friends. Tired of trying everything to get rid of the pouch and just end up frustrated with results that never arrive? What if I told you that the solution to burn abdominal fat can be simpler and effective than you imagine? Science is here to prove that, with the right strategies, you can finally say goodbye to unwanted fat and say hello to your dreamy tummy. In this video, we will reveal the definitive step-by-step to transform your body and your self-esteem. Get ready to know the best tips, techniques, and secrets that will put you on the right path to conquer the belly of your dreams once and for all. Abdominal fat goes far beyond a simple aesthetic nuisance. That little belly that looks harmless is actually a warning sign for your health. The fat accumulated in the abdomen is called visceral fat, and it is much more dangerous than subcutaneous fat, which lies just below the skin. Unlike many people imagine, visceral fat is not limited to creating volume in the belly. It involves vital organs such as liver, heart, and intestines, and can trigger a number of serious health problems. The big problem with visceral fat is that it is metabolic and highly active. This means that it releases inflammatory substances, such as cytokines, into the body. These substances increase the risk of cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, and even some types of cancer. In addition, excess abdominal fat is associated with insulin resistance, a condition where the body cells fail to respond adequately to the hormone that controls blood sugar. Over time, this can lead to the development of diabetes, one of the biggest public health problems in the world. And what makes it all the more worrying, abdominal fat is silent. Many people who appear to be thin may have high levels of visceral fat without knowing it. This is known as a thin outside, fat inside, or TOFI. These people may be running the same risks as someone with visible obesity, but without the obvious signs to warn them. That is, even those who are in ideal weight should be aware of the accumulation of fat in this region. Another important point is that abdominal fat also impacts the hormonal system. It can increase levels of cortisol, known as the stress hormone, which further favors the accumulation of fat in the belly in a vicious cycle. In addition, it interferes with the production of leptin, the hormone responsible for regulating satiety, which can lead to episodes of compulsion and difficulty in controlling weight. But how to fight this silent villain? To reduce abdominal fat, it is essential to adopt a multifaceted approach. The combination of a balanced diet, rich in fiber, lean proteins, and good fats, with regular exercise is indispensable. Aerobic exercises, such as walking, running, or cycling, are great for burning calories and reducing visceral fat. Strength workouts, in turn, help to increase muscle mass, which speeds up the metabolism and fights fat accumulation. In addition, stress management is crucial, since high levels of cortisol are directly related to the accumulation of abdominal fat. Relaxation techniques, such as meditation, yoga, and breathing exercises, can be great allies in this process. Sleeping well is also essential, as sleep deprivation can disrupt hormones that control hunger and metabolism, making it even more difficult to lose fat. Finally, remember that reducing abdominal fat is not just a matter of aesthetics, but of investing in your long-term health. By taking measures to combat it, you are preventing serious diseases and ensuring more quality of life. So, stay alert to the signals of your body and take the reins of your health right now. Body fat is a natural and essential element of the human organism, but not all fat is equal in terms of location, function, and impact on health. While subcutaneous fat is the most visible and palpable, visceral fat is the one that deserves the most attention for its silent and extremely dangerous impact. Both have unique characteristics and play different roles in the body, but understanding these differences is crucial for those seeking to improve health and well-being. The subcutaneous fat is located just below the skin and is responsible for the famous debridures that you can squeeze with your fingers. It is the most visible fat and usually the one that most discomforts aesthetically. Although it is often criticized for its appearance, subcutaneous fat plays important functions in the body. It acts as a reservoir of energy, provides thermal insulation, and helps protect muscles and bones from impacts. Although excess subcutaneous fat may be an indicator of overweight or obesity, it is often less dangerous than visceral fat. This is because subcutaneous fat tends to be less metabolically active. That is, it is not directly involved in inflammatory processes or hormonal changes that can harm health. However, it is important to remember that even if less harmful, the excess subcutaneous fat can still cause problems such as overloading in the joints and increased risk of developing metabolic diseases, especially if associated with other factors as poor diet and sedentary lifestyle. Visceral fat, on the other hand, is much more worrying. This is a fat that accumulates deep in the abdomen, around vital organs such as liver, intestines, pancreas, and heart. Unlike subcutaneous fat, visceral is not visible or palpable, which makes it even more dangerous. Many people may be accumulating visceral fat without realizing it, especially those who appear to be thin but have high levels of internal body fat. This fat is highly active metabolically, releasing a number of inflammatory substances and hormones that can unbalance the body. Excessive accumulation of visceral fat is directly associated with a number of serious conditions, such as cardiovascular diseases, since the visceral fat contributes to the increase of LDL cholesterol and reduction of HDL, in addition to raising the levels of triglycerides and blood pressure, creating an environment conducive to the development of problems such as heart attack and stroke. It is also related to insulin resistance, one of the main risk factors for the development of type 2 diabetes, causing disorders in the metabolism of sugar and making it difficult to control blood glucose. Excess visceral fat can also lead to metabolic syndrome, which includes central obesity, hypertension, high blood sugar levels, and unregulated cholesterol, significantly increasing the risk of serious diseases. In addition, studies show that excess visceral fat can increase the risk of certain types of cancer, such as colon and breast, due to the chronic inflammation it causes. Although both are forms of fat, the location and impact on the body differentiate them markedly. Subcutaneous fat is located under the skin. It is visible and palpable, while visceral fat is deep, wrapped in organs, and much more dangerous. Both may be energy stores, but visceral fat is highly active metabolically, releasing substances that cause inflammation and contribute to chronic diseases. The good news is that, while it's dangerous, visceral fat can be reduced with the right strategies. Some effective measures include adopting a healthy diet, rich in whole foods, vegetables, lean proteins, and good fats, avoiding refined sugars, simple carbohydrates, and trans fats. Regular physical activity, especially aerobic exercise, such as running, walking, swimming, and cycling, is essential to reduce visceral fat, as well as strength training, which helps increase muscle mass and speed up metabolism. In addition, controlling stress is essential, since chronic stress can increase levels of cortisol, a hormone that favors the accumulation of visceral fat. Techniques such as meditation, yoga, and mindfulness can help in this control. Ensuring a quality sleep is also crucial, because sleeping well regulates hormones and prevents visceral fat gain. Finally, reducing alcohol consumption is essential because excessive consumption is associated with an increase in this dangerous fat. Although subcutaneous fat is often seen as the main enemy because of its impact on appearance, it is visceral fat that deserves greater attention for its health risks. It compromises the functioning of vital organs and triggers a series of problems that can reduce quality and life expectancy. Adopting healthy habits, such as balanced eating, physical exercise, and stress management, is not only a way to improve your appearance, but also to protect your body from the dangers of visceral fat. Taking care of health from the inside out is the best way to ensure a healthy and functional body in the long term. Women with excess abdominal fat face serious health risks, which go far beyond aesthetic issues. Studies show that the accumulation of this fat increases the risk of heart problems by up to twice as much compared to women who maintain healthy levels of fat in this region. This danger is directly linked to visceral fat, a deeper and more dangerous type of fat located between internal organs such as liver, pancreas, and intestines. Unlike subcutaneous fat, which is located just below the skin and can be pinched, visceral fat is invisible but metabolically active, releasing inflammatory substances and hormones that directly affect the cardiovascular system. This type of fat is associated with conditions such as hypertension, type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, and chronic inflammation, all factors that significantly increase the risk of heart disease. Inflammation caused by visceral fat occurs because it releases inflammatory cytokines, such as interleukins and TNF-alpha, which damage blood vessels and promote atherosclerosis, a narrowing of the arteries that can lead to heart attacks and stroke. In addition, this fat interferes with glucose metabolism, causing insulin resistance, which in turn increases blood sugar levels and can progress to type 2 diabetes, another major cardiac risk factor. Women with more abdominal fat also tend to have an unfavorable lipid profile, characterized by high levels of LDL cholesterol, the bad, low levels of HDL cholesterol, the good, and elevated triglycerides, a combination dangerous for heart health. Another common problem is increased blood pressure, which occurs because visceral fat impairs the function of blood vessels, hindering circulation and overloading the heart. This set of conditions is called metabolic syndrome, a combination of central obesity, hypertension, high blood glucose levels, and unregulated cholesterol. Women with this syndrome have an even higher risk of developing cardiovascular disease. The risk of heart problems is especially worrying in women after menopause. During the reproductive phase, estrogen provides a natural protection against visceral fat accumulation. However, with menopause, the levels of this hormone fall, favoring the redistribution of fat to the abdominal region. This hormonal change not only increases the accumulation of visceral fat, but also contributes to the rise in LDL cholesterol, reduction of HDL cholesterol, and increase of blood pressure, making postmenopausal women even more vulnerable to heart problems. The good news is that although abdominal fat accumulation is a significant risk factor, it can be reduced with lifestyle changes. Adopting a balanced diet is one of the first steps. Diets rich in vegetables, fruits, lean protein, healthy fats, such as olive oil and avocado, and whole grains help fight visceral fat. Avoiding processed foods, high in sugar and trans fats, is equally important. Regular physical exercise also plays a crucial role. Aerobic exercises, such as walking, running, swimming, and cycling, are effective in burning visceral fat. In addition, strength training, such as weight training, helps to increase muscle mass and speed up metabolism. Stress control is another essential factor. Chronic stress increases cortisol levels, a hormone that favors the accumulation of abdominal fat. Practices such as meditation, yoga, and breathing techniques can help reduce stress. Having a good night's sleep is equally important. Sleeping less than 7 hours a night can disrupt hormones that control appetite and fat storage, increasing the risk of accumulation in the abdominal region. Avoiding excessive alcohol consumption is also an effective strategy. Alcohol is a source of empty calories that contributes to increased abdominal fat, especially in women. Finally, maintaining regular medical monitoring is essential. Monitoring indicators such as blood pressure, cholesterol, and glycemia levels allows early identification of changes that may increase the risk of heart disease. In short, abdominal fat is much more than an aesthetic nuisance. For women, especially after menopause, it poses a significant risk to heart health. However, with simple and consistent lifestyle changes, it is possible to reduce this risk, improve overall health, and ensure a long and healthy life. Prioritizing care for body and heart is the best way to protect health now and in the future. A recent study found that focusing specifically on reducing abdominal fat, combining aerobic exercise with a balanced diet rich in protein and fiber, may be more effective than previously thought. This integrated approach is capable of accelerating visceral fat burning, the most dangerous for health, while promoting overall benefits to the body and mind. Aerobic exercises, such as walking, running, swimming, and cycling, play a key role in this process. They are highly efficient at burning calories and help create a calorie deficit, essential for fat loss. In addition, the regular practice of these activities directly reduces visceral fat levels. Studies show that just 150 minutes of moderate aerobic exercise per week, the equivalent of 30 minutes a day, is enough to start reducing abdominal fat significantly. This type of exercise also improves insulin sensitivity by reducing blood glucose levels and preventing fat accumulation in the abdominal area. Another advantage is that aerobic exercise stimulates the release of endorphins, wellness hormones that help reduce stress, one of the main factors associated with increased abdominal fat. However, the secret of success is not only in physical activity, but also in a balanced and targeted diet. Diets rich in protein and fiber have been shown to be an effective strategy to combat abdominal fat. Proteins play a crucial role because they help build and preserve muscle mass, which is metabolically active and contributes to greater calorie burning even at rest. In addition, protein consumption increases satiety by reducing total caloric intake. Fibers, in turn, are powerful allies in the loss of abdominal fat. They slow digestion and stabilize blood glucose levels, preventing insulin spikes that could lead to fat accumulation. Soluble fibers, found in foods such as oats, beans, citrus fruits, and chia seeds, form a gel in the digestive tract that helps reduce the absorption of fats and cholesterol. Consuming at least 25 to 30 grams of fiber per day is associated with a significant reduction in visceral fat over time. The combination of proteins and fibers is especially powerful because it creates a synergistic effect. While proteins increase metabolism and promote satiety, fiber improves digestion and helps regulate blood sugar levels. Together, these strategies reduce the main factors that contribute to abdominal fat accumulation. Another important aspect of the study was the emphasis on the quality of food consumed. Opting for lean protein sources such as chicken breast, fish, eggs, tofu, and Greek yogurt, and including complex carbohydrates such as quinoa, sweet potatoes, and brown rice can maximize results. In addition, incorporating healthy fats, such as those found in avocados, olive oil, and nuts is also essential, as these fats help reduce inflammation and improve metabolic health. The study also highlighted the importance of avoiding processed foods rich in refined sugars. These foods not only contribute to increased visceral fat, but also increase the risk of conditions such as type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular disease. Replacing them with whole and fresh foods is a simple but powerful strategy to improve body composition and overall health. Also, the role of sleep in stress control cannot be underestimated. Sleeping at least 7 to 8 hours a night helps regulate appetite-controlling hormones like leptin and ghrelin and reduces levels of cortisol, the stress hormone that is directly linked to abdominal fat buildup. Relaxation techniques, such as meditation, yoga, and deep breathing have also been mentioned as effective ways to complement the abdominal fat loss strategy. Another highlight was the positive impact of simple changes on day-to-day life. Small actions, such as changing the elevator for the stairs, walking during breaks at work, or incorporating short sessions of exercises throughout the day, can contribute significantly to increased caloric expenditure and reduce abdominal fat over time. The key to success is consistency and integration of all these elements into a sustainable lifestyle. The study showed that participants who combined regular aerobic exercise with a diet rich in protein and fiber, as well as taking care of sleep and stress, not only lost abdominal fat more quickly and efficiently, but also reported improvements in energy, mood, and quality of life. In short, focusing on abdominal fat requires a holistic approach that combines aerobic exercise, balanced eating, and mental health care and sleep. This integrated strategy not only reduces visceral fat, but also promotes a more robust overall health and increases the feeling of well-being. If you are looking for lasting results and want to improve both your appearance and health, this is the best way to achieve your goals. Now it's your turn. Leave your abdominal circumference today in the comments and come back in a month to share your results. If this video helped you, please like it and subscribe to the channel. Thus, you help us reach more people who also need this information.